Hello and welcome to Steve Knows. This is Steve News, where you're going to get updated on the weekly news that's been occurring in the virtual reality space. I'm here every weekend, so please subscribe to the channel, come back next weekend, find out what's been going on. But now we've got to cover what's been happening this week, and I have so many great stories to share with you, so enough chin wagging, let's get started. So let's kick this off with some epic news and something that we've all wanted for a long time now, which is 90Hz support for Beat Saber. I don't know why it took so long when it's virtual reality's biggest title and it's owned by Facebook because Facebook bought Beat Games, the studio, and they knew about enabling 90Hz because the Oculus Quest is their own device and they know it's the kind of game that would benefit from it, but hey ho, we got there in the end finally months later. So you can now enjoy smoother gameplay and perhaps it can make a difference every now and again between you missing a block and slicing a block. This update also brought some additional benefits as well, not just 90Hz, such as group launch. So you can now jump from a party to a private server in-game so you can play multiplayer together. So there's less faff setting up a server, sharing the key, you can just join an app together and boot it from the Oculus Home. Some more great news now that is slightly more speculatory because it's in regards to Bloomberg's latest report on Apple, stating that they plan on releasing their VR, AR, XR or SR device by 2022. First, let's quote the report because it has an interesting take on what Apple are actually working on. As a mostly virtual reality device, interesting, it will display an all-encompassing 3D digital environment for gaming, fantastic news, watching videos, and communication. AR functionality, the ability to overlay images and information over a view of the real world, will be more limited. So from that little statement, it sounds like the device is more intentionally being developed for virtual reality than to be out and about in the streets with this device on, as they all expected Apple to do with an AR wearable. They expect this device to be more expensive than previous devices we've seen in the industry, and I'm not surprised in the slightest. It's Apple, of course it will be. It will require custom lenses as well if you require a prescription, as it's supposed to be a very snug tight fit for the user and won't allow you to wear glasses. It will also have a fabric exterior. It's codenamed the N241. This isn't Apple coming out and saying all of this is Bloomberg, so please take it with a grain of salt, even though we are aware that Apple are working in this area in the virtual reality space. But as to what they're developing and when it's coming out, we can't be 100% certain. But I do think it will greatly help mainstream these devices, more so than the Quest has, because that's just what Apple does. To all of you, welcome to the Oasis. So I now want to update you guys and let you know of a game whose trailer dropped 9 months ago, and it was due to release, but Oculus caught wind of this game and they loved it so much they decided to get involved, and since there's been more development in this area, I want to talk about it, and this game is Swarm. I've been playing the game as an early tester and wow, I am seriously loving it, and I'm sure you will too. It's seriously addictive and there's nothing like it on the Quest system. So you'll be seeing more of myself and Mattieu, my friend Mattieu311, as we agreed to play a role as a community facing part of the game. So I can't wait for you guys to try it, so stay tuned. I'll leave a link to the Discord down below and a link to their channel, so you'll be made aware when we post videos of certain gameplay for this game, and we've got some great ones coming very soon, so stay tuned. So do you guys remember the days before Netflix, where we would have to watch normal TV channels on cable, or if we didn't have cable, we'd just have 4 or 5 channels and we'd have to watch adverts. But the channels would be free, so there was a benefit to this. Well, we're getting something pretty great and similar in big screen, where they're going to bring us free movies to big screen via Pluto TV. So it will contain adverts, but we're going to get a great bunch of movies available for free. Big Screen have said for its US users they can confirm films such as Arrival, Seabiscuit, which has our OG Spider-Man in it, Clueless, Nacho Libre, Adventureland, Blair Witch, and Paranormal. Oh, and It Follows. And there's more coming every single month, so stay tuned. I'll end this story on a quote about what they're going to do next in Big Screen as well, because it sounds brilliant. Big Screen has added many integrations with streaming services over the past year, such as Twitch, Pluto TV, and Adult Swim. We plan to integrate more streaming services in the future, and we're currently actively working on built-in YouTube support next. As previously announced, we are also developing a friend system and a new technology to enable large groups of people to sit together to stream ultra-low latency videos in virtual reality. So there is such great work to come, and if you're bored and you want to kill some time, download Big Screen, watch some films, Enjoy. So now this one, if you keep up to date with news in the virtual reality space, you may already know about Ubisoft and that they're working on some virtual reality titles, some big name franchises such as Assassin's Creed virtual reality and Splinter Cell virtual reality. Both games contain stealthy mechanics, so I can see how they would go hand in hand. There seems to be some more development in this space with new job listings. They are looking for people in Germany and the United Kingdom to assist development, which gives us some clues about the kind of content that will be coming in these games. So for Assassin's Creed, we have a dev tester, a QA tester, and 2 virtual reality game designers. But for Splinter Cell, there are 17 positions, and among this list is a network programmer. And why would you need a network programmer? Could it be to send back diagnostics to the servers? Or could it be for multiplayer support? Because in multiplayer, you would use the network to communicate across the globe. But it seems the latter is true. We're getting multiplayer, as in that network job description, it states that it wants you to develop multiplayer core features and game services using existing online infrastructure. How great does that sound? A multiplayer, huge franchise virtual reality title, so please comment down below your thoughts on this. There's some big franchises that have been around for so many years, especially Splinter Cell. Making their way to virtual reality excites me, and I hope it doesn't disappoint and it honours the franchise, so please let me know. Amongst all this good news, it can't all be good, there's always some bad news, and The Walking Dead Saints and Sinners, arguably one of the biggest, best single-player, story-driven survival horror games, that's kind of a specific genre I suppose, in virtual reality and on the Quest, was scheduled to release its trial mode, which is like a zombie horde survival mode, onto the Oculus Quest. But this week, Skydance Interactive posted on their Discord that this mode is actually going to be delayed. I played this on PC and it was a ton of fun. You scavenge resources, go around finding food, and just survive as long as you possibly can, building new weapons and killing as many zombies as you possibly can, and as you progress, they get harder and increase in numbers. They said, "Hello tourists, we know you all are excited for the trial's launch on the Oculus Quest. We wanted to share an update that the release date will be pushed back a bit. We're just as eager for you all to jump into this new mode, but we will have more information soon for you guys. Stay tuned." And they didn't specify a date here, so I don't know how long it's going to be. Hopefully it's not next year, but rather next month or the month after. It's a brilliant game mode, and it adds replayability to an already brilliant game, because you don't have to focus on achieving objectives. You can just kill zombies, have some fun. I really enjoy this mode. Now this is a great story. This is around Facebook changing their privacy policy, and I'm not sure if this change occurring for future development at Facebook is due to the chaos that ensued internationally across the world when Oculus made a Facebook account mandatory to use the headset. Well, boss of Facebook Reality Labs, which is the department that we're always seeing such great advancements in for the virtual reality space, he's just released something called the Big Shift Memo, and it is a kind of a big document, but I've got a nice chunk here that I will quote and read to you, and it gives you an idea of what they're thinking of doing and changing their approach to privacy with their future VR or XR devices. Starting in January, we are changing the way that we approach product development in FRL, Facebook Reality Labs. Instead of imagining a product and trimming it down to fit modern standards for data privacy and security, we're going to invert our process. We are now going to start with the assumption that we can't collect, use, or store any data. The burden is on us to demonstrate why certain data is actually truly required for the product to work. Even then, I want us to scope it as aggressively as we can, holding a higher bar for sending data to the server than we do for processing it locally on the device. I have no problem with us giving users an option to share more if they want to, which is an opt-in option, but by default, we shouldn't expect it. How amazing is that statement? It is music to my ears. The fact that they're now going to take the approach of, we can't use data, how are we going to convince the user that this is actually required, that we need this information in order for you to use the device, rather than just saying, give us all of your information or you can't use this. That mindset, that shift is something that we all really want to hear. But it's just such a shame that this wasn't implemented sooner. That's why I think it was probably sparked by the madness that's going on internationally. And hopefully this means for when Quest 3 is released, this Facebook sign up isn't going to be a mandatory thing, but they're going to need to convince you and tell you why, if you want to use certain features, why you would need to sign up to Facebook in order to use them. So time will tell what's going to happen in this space, but I think that's great news. I really needed to share that with you. Also, comment down below what you think about this statement, what you think they're going to do next, what it means, because, you know, there's always a catch. There could be something there that we don't know about. So please leave a comment down below. And while you're there, if you could leave a like and subscribe, that would be great too. So next, you may have noticed that GORN videos have been popping up. Gamertag streamed it, and UploadVR posted a video as well, and it's just as gory as we expected. It showcased the mechanics of moving, where you sway your arms a bit like Creed, if you've played that game. It showed the over-the-top animation and art style, and it didn't look bad. The shadows, though, they seemed rather pixelated. It wasn't as detailed as the rest of the game, and then they proceeded to smash the guy's face in with a rock as you toss your opponent to the side as if he was complete garbage. Exactly what one expects from GORN, a violent, brutal, chaos madness of a game. This is a game to look out for, a community favorite, and it's coming January the 28th. The full gameplay video is available on UploadVR's channel. I'll leave a link down below so you can click it and watch the full video if it's something you want to check out. So Population 1, it's been around for a little bit. Everyone was finding their footing, trying to learn the game, get good at the game. Well, it's now time to start the battle in Season 1. Season 1's about to go down with the mark of a new season, and that often marks new content. The early access sign up is available for this on the Discord, which I will leave a link to down below so you can be the first to try this out. But they posted on Twitter, and they also put a cheeky GIF that showed us some new content that they've added, such as tagging and stickers so we can graffiti areas of the map. It could be helpful for certain markers. There also looks to be a knife silhouette in the menu. So could that be melee weapons, which is something I've wanted for a while, so I could run into a house with like a bat or a knife and just take people out. It could also be a throwing knife, so it's a ranged weapon. I don't know. There's also another one there, which looks like a plane with smoke coming out the back of it. I could be wrong. So that could be a supply drop or an airstrike. I don't know. Time will tell. The progression system is also going to be a little different. So there's going to be progression for Season 1 and progression for the unlockables, and you should be able to work on both of them in parallel. But I look forward to the official rollout because it's such a great game and I need some more content, something to excite me again, so I can't wait for that. A very quick, sweet piece of news for you virtual reality gamers that have an AMD GPU. An update recently claimed to fix these random crashes you may have experienced with the Oculus Link, with Polaris and Vega series cards. So go check out if you've got an update it, and then you should be able to use the Oculus Link with no problems. Or just use virtual desktop and not worry about these issues, full stop. So let's talk new games coming to the Quest, and this one is Streetball League. This is some sports game which there aren't too many of, at least ones that feel like they translate well to virtual reality apart from like tennis, but basketball VR sounds great. So this game is from Vinci Games, and it's apparently inspired by classics like NBA Jam and NBA Street, so you'll play 1v1 matches on a half court against AI or real people around the world, and this piques my interest. This 1v1 basketball sounds like it can be such fun. I'm interested in the mechanics, like running and dribbling. If I have to actually dribble whilst moving, that sounds brilliant. I'm so down. Because they do say that the mechanics for dribbling and shooting are supposed to be realistic. And the cherry on top of this is a clip that they've got of you making a slam dunk. This is scheduled for full release in 2022, but they will have early access before that time. So that's it from me today, guys. Thanks for watching to the end of the video, getting caught up on the latest and greatest in the virtual reality space. This has been Steve News, where you get updated on the weekly news in the virtual reality space. Please subscribe to the channel so you'll join me for next time. Happy gaming, guys. Good day.